Yes. Okay. Oh my word. Sorry. Hello. This is the My Brother's Keeper League mid-season review that we're going to be doing today. We're going to be re-ranking the teams. I'm sorry, guys. We're a little late. It's hard. Both of us have been really busy lately, so it's hard to find the time, but we're finally getting around to that mid-season review, and we're going to be ranking all the teams, and we're going to be doing some trade reviews. I think that's how we're going to start this. What else are we going to do today, Luke?
We're also we're gonna look at the trades, our new consensus rankings, and we'll pick a dark horse at the end. And of course, the biggest reason we're all here is to talk about the drama.
All the tea, you know.
Yeah, who's good, who sucks. Yeah, that's a polarizing subject right now. Honestly, it's tough, you know. It's tough, yeah. 'Cause this is a very serious league. We all got our egos and our hearts invested, and to not be at the top feels bad. It
does. I feel that for sure. I am not really at the top right now, so I'm not feeling very good right now. My feelings are hurt, and I want to boost my feelings and be better and be more active and do more things and whatever. But yeah, so let's get into it then.
Yeah, let's do it. Honestly, I think a nice place to start, let's just look at our current standings. You said that you're sorry about us getting this out so late, but I actually think right before playoffs begin is the best time to do it. Because
do a mid-season review?
To do a mid-season review, because we have a much better picture of who's even going to be making the playoffs potentially, and we have some percentages. Definitely. Some people are starting to be out of the playoffs, and
one person, but yeah.
I think two. I think Pro Laser Tagger is out
officially.
I'm fairly certain.
Whew.
Okay. All right. So I don't know if you can see this, but we are about to start week 12, I think. And Sam and Bill, Ian is at the top. 2 points behind is Laporta Potty, Jarrett. The Waddle Bottlers from the dead, from the back, with the highest amount of points in the league at 14-8. Go Lions!
That was a huge swing and a miss on our part.
Oh my goodness,
Go
we're
Lions.
gonna talk about it. Nico Lodian, John, Cult of the Chosen Child, back from the dead at 6. Gross 11-11.
Yep.
Me, Knox Packerbacker at 10-12, and then who I believe have been knocked out, Pro Laser Tagger 5-17, and Gimli's Giblets 1-21.
Gimli's Giblets definitely knocked out. But yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's interesting. One thing that I did do, and I don't think we need to do this, is I ranked teams based on how I thought they would finish the year on record, and also then just what teams I thought were the best. So I have a little bit, and I know this is just an extra random thing that I have, because I went through all of them and was okay, this is how I think people's games will go. But my seeding, how I have the seeding going is I have Sam and Bill at the top, and this is different from what we're going to do. This is different than the team ranking.
Yeah,
right? I'm just listing them really quick as just a little. Sam and Bill at the top, Laporta Potty at second again, Waddle Bottlers at third, I think. Go Lions, then my team, Cult of the Chosen Child, then Nickelodeon, then Gross, Knox Packerbacker, Pro Laser Tagger, Gimli's Giblets. That's how I have it ranked as far as seeding in who I think is going to win their future games. But that's just how I think things will go there. So that's kind of hard. I have Sam and Bill at 22-6. I actually don't. I think that I don't know. Anyway, I don't need to go through all that. But yeah, I think that's kind of where we're at right now. It's tough though, because there are a lot of teams that have very similar records near the middle.
Yeah.
Knox Packerbacker at 10-12. I'm at 11-11. You're at 11-11. Nickelodeon is at 13-9, which is a bit more secure, but still, it's a little scary there with everything going on. So it's tough. It's really tough.
It's tough in the streets. Yeah, it's been a hard year in a lot of ways. But we'll let's dive into it as we get to each team. This year,
okay, gotcha.
I wanted to start where we were going to start by looking at some trades. I think it's a great place to begin.
Yes.
So we are going to look at all the trades that have come up this season. I don't know how long we can really spend on all of them, but let's both give our thoughts on who won each trade. And some of the early season ones may look pretty funny to us.
All right.
So this is as big as I can make it. Can you see those?
Yeah, seriously.
All right. So our most recent was
I can pretty much see them. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it. If I zoom in, it'll begin to Okay, that's not bad actually.
Yeah, I can see it.
There we go. All right, we'll do that for the people.
Yeah, I remember what the trade is, so I can see there.
Sweet.
So it was Sam and Bill gets DK Metcalf and Quentin Johnston for a 5th round pick. It was kind of insanity to me a little bit, because I know I've talked with Isaac a lot about trading stuff. He's talked a lot about how he wants to get draft picks because he's 1-21. His season is toast this year, but he's been trying to collect keepers and get picks for next year. And honestly, I think that he could honestly have a pretty good super team next year. And he really wanted picks for these guys because let's be real here. Quentin Johnston was really good at the beginning of the season. His last 2 games have been like literally 0 points. I mean, maybe a little bit more than that, but I'm pretty sure it's been actually 0 points because I have him in the Bible study league that we do, and he has not been good. And I have regretted starting him every time recently. And on the other hand, DK Metcalf, who I traded to him for Jaylen Warren, which was an absolute steal, but we'll get to that in a second, was like DK Metcalf has had some good games, but if you see it, it's like he'll get like 16 fantasy points off of like a random 55-yard touchdown, and he only catches like 3 receptions. So he's not actually been very consistent, which is really weird because they don't have good wide receiver talent on that team, but they're just using their tight ends for pass catchers. And so what I'm thinking here is, even though it might look like, oh, Ian just completely robbed Isaac, like when I saw that, I was like, Isaac, are you sure you want me to like approve this trade? Like, did you accidentally press accept on this? But he was like, nope, this is what I want, because I think it's kind of ridiculous. But still, I'm like, those 2 players haven't been very good for Ian so far. So honestly, I think he kind of won the trade, not going to lie.
That's interesting. I actually think it's very fair because for both teams, you're getting exactly what you want. Isaac has no chance of playoffs at this point. If anything, he's fighting to not have a poop emoji on his team for the rest of our league history. And if he's accepted that fate, then he has nothing to gain by keeping DK Metcalf, who you can say whatever you want, but basically, like, you might as well drop all of Isaac's players to the waiver wire. So to get a 5th rounder next year, even if maybe he could have gotten more value, I mean, I don't blame Ian for not paying more. DK has been pretty inconsistent, like you said. So Ian going for a championship run, just stocking up his bench and giving up a 5th next year, I like it. I think to win the first place trophy in this league, you're probably going to need to have a super team most years.
Yeah, definitely. You gotta, at this point, Ian is at the top, right? He wants to win. So he wants to have different options. He wants to be, versatile. So that's where we're at with Ian.
Yeah.
He's doing great.
I'm going to keep
having that depth is solid. Yeah.
Absolutely. You'll thank me in 2 hours.
I will, 100%.
All right. You traded with Gimli's Giblets, straight up DK Metcalf for Jaylen Warren. What do you think?
I'm very happy with the trade, honestly. I'm a little worried with Jaylen Warren because Kenneth Gainwell looks pretty good, but at the same time, they've been pretty consistent on giving Jaylen Warren a very good workload. And really, my mind was just like, well, DK Metcalf has probably a better ceiling because wide receivers can have a really high ceiling. But I also think that Jaylen Warren has the floor because he's the running back, and they're going to use him consistently. And they do not use DK Metcalf consistently. And I have a lot of ceiling on my team, and I wanted to get some, like, floor. and I thought that Jaylen Warren was a good floor. Now I'm realizing he's just overall a better fantasy asset and might even have a better ceiling. But that was the idea of the trade at the time. I didn't think it was all that unfair. Right now, I think I've really won the trade. But that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't really care. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers in general, I'm trying to avoid them. They're so confusing and hard to figure out. And Warren's like getting more points as he gets a lower snap percentage, and Isaac was trying to trade him to me for like a month straight, and I'm just like, I don't want Jaylen Warren. I hate him. I hate his guts. I don't want him. And
he's gross.
He's fine. And DK Metcalf is the same way. It's like, what are you? What are you? Be consistent. Tell us.
I'm happy with it. He's been like a floor of 9 points for my team, which is all I want from him, really. Honestly. But anyway.
Okay.
Moving on to this grade.
All right. I need to start with just saying, Mr. Ipenaman, I'd like to make I would like to make a formal request to open up a chat history between us. I have sent you multiple trade offers this year. I really want to become your friend. If I need to write a letter, if we need to go get some coffee sometime, if I need to come visit you, I would love to establish a trade connection, because there were many trades I had that were left unread for weeks at a time. And then suddenly this drops in my chat, and I think, what does Isaac have that I don't, aside from being your nephew? What does it take? What does it take, Ipenaman? Love me.
Yeah. He was in town, and he was like, Robbie, do you want to do a trade? And I was like, I don't actually really want any of your players that much for the prices they'd go for. And then Isaac was like, I'll take one. So he wanted a good keeper in Justin Jefferson, and I think he got it. I think, honestly, it's a solid trade for both sides. But I like Isaac's side better for what he's trying to do. But
yeah, I think Devontae Adams and Kamara are both about to be done. So I think Isaac completely won the trade personally, even though Jefferson's not doing as well as usual.
Yeah, they're a player for a win now kind of situation.
Sure.
Anyway, this one.
So Isaac been making some mad moves. Oh
yeah, for sure. He's been like I was last year in the Bible study league, making trades left and right. So this one is a little hurtful because Luke or Waddle Bottlers actually dropped Malik Neighbors and then picked him back up, which is a thing that we've had with both Malik Neighbors and Garrett Wilson now, with people just dropping them, which is really, really rough. Because it's a keeper league, but he got him back, which really was painful to Isaac when I told him that Malik Neighbors was actually on waivers for a little bit. That was painful, but I actually
pay better
really
attention to waivers in this league. Yeah,
you do. You have to pay really good attention because there's some like Aaron Jones. I know that some people were like, "Oh, he's not going to." Anyway, I'm not going to get to that right now. we have to get through the trades here, but I like Isaac's side. I actually like it for both sides. I think Terry is not a keeper this year. I think he's going to be garbage for the rest of the year. I don't have any faith in him, but George Pickens has been great.
George Pickens.
And honestly, I think he might I don't know if it's even controversial at this point that I think he might finish higher than CeeDee Lamb on the year because he had a good start to the year and it feels like he has a higher ceiling, and CeeDee's just getting like 20 points every week, which isn't bad. It's good, but like George Pickens had like a 30-point game recently. I like George Pickens here. So honestly, I like it for both teams. And I think that Waddle Bottlers definitely definitely in a win now type of season. So this is definitely a good trade for both sides, I think.
Yeah. I'm trying to find, is Neighbors back or is he out for the season?
He's out for the season. Okay. It was just a keeper play, you know?
Yeah, I thought for some reason he might. Because freaking Joe Burrow's about to come back, and it's like early in the year I thought Xavier Worthy would be out for the season, and then he was just back a couple weeks later. Like I need to remember from this year to not take injuries so seriously, I guess. But again, I think this feels very fair again for a team that's trying to just play for the future. George Pickens is
Definitely.
crazy.
He is insane. Honestly, he might have won that trade if George Pickens ends up being like a keeper and a really good player. But I don't know if he'll be a keeper considering the stacked Waddler Boddler team. Anyway, this one's kind of funny.
I do think I won it because the Bengals are back.
Yeah, probably. But the Chase Brown ride has been very strange. But yeah, if Joe Burrow actually comes back and he looks anything like he did before, which I think he will, because it was a foot injury, not like an arm injury or something, then, and I don't know if he'll be immediately back because it still hurts. It's your foot. And I don't think he was supposed to come back this quickly. Anyway, Chase Brown should be, in theory, a good player when Joe Burrow is there and has been solid or to okay. I mean, I haven't really seen how he's done much, but he's been solid with Flacco. So,
he's pretty much back. He's good.
I honestly think it's pretty fair. Like, I definitely wouldn't spend like a second or third round pick on Chase Brown anymore in like a redraft league. Even though I'd say he's kind of back, it's a little sketchy. But definitely, I think it's honestly relatively fair in my eyes. Jaylen Warren is just more gross, but they have pretty similar production and fantasy points. I'm happy with either player. I think it's pretty fair personally.
Yeah, but Chase Brown gets like 60% more of snaps than Jaylen Warren does. So I'm not as scared. I think I definitely won this.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Oh, boy. Oh, man. This one's a little interesting. I actually really like your side of this trade after a little bit because, yes, Christian McCaffrey is crazy good, but like he's been insane this year. Cam Scatterboo is really fun. A.J. Brown is but he's got the talent, you know? He's got the talent, so you never know when he's going to give you a good week. He can give you plenty of good weeks. He's been very iffy, though. And a second-round pick is like the highest pick that we can trade in our league. So I think it's pretty solid. I think it's a little weird, though, because I definitely think Laporta Potty is in this win-now stage, and I think Christian McCaffrey is an amazing move for a win-now team, especially with Cam Scatterboo out for the year, which is really sad. But I honestly like both sides of the trade for what both teams are trying to do, you know? But as the person who made the trade, what do you think?
As a mental health professional, I just want to tell everybody, make sure you're kind to yourself. You know, if you ever are feeling really sad or low, get some help. Don't fight alone. And I say this with a little bit of a joke, just so you all know. But basically, I hate myself. This trade is just the most demoralizing thing I've experienced in fantasy in a very long time. And the biggest reason is because I love Cam Scatterboo. I was talking with Jared about it, but like when he began showing up, and I was like watching videos of him and the way that the whole city of New York was rallying around him and Jackson Dart, I'm like, I felt about Cam Scatterboo the way you feel about Puka Nacua. I'm like, I gotta have him. And I made offer after offer for Scatterboo. And Jarrett liked him too, of course, because he's awesome. And it's like, I just thought I have to have him. I have to have Cam. I won't like playing fantasy football unless Cam is on my best team. So, you know, we struck a deal. And to be honest, I don't want McCaffrey to get injured, but part of my thought process was there's no way he can keep doing this. Injury-prone McCaffrey, who I've had him in 2 of his total bust years where he just breaks his leg in game 1 and he's out for the year. So I drafted McCaffrey, but the whole time I have been basically having anxiety attacks every single week while he's getting me 20 points each time. I'm like, this guy is going to shoot me in the foot. So I shipped him away, and he's been fantastic. I'm so happy for Jarrett. Cam Scatterboo goes out for the year. And yeah, in 28, I'll have a second round pick in 3 years. But
28. I didn't see that. I didn't actually realize that it was that far up. I'm like, I need to look closer. Yeah,
like,
no,
I think the hardest part for me is like, okay, objectively, the best thing to do is to put Cam as one of my 3 lottery keepers right now. Otherwise, I can't even have Omarion Hampton next year. I have to put Cam, probably. That's what the best thing to do. But if I lose Cam in the lottery, I think I might die on the spot. I might melt. I love that man, and I don't get to have him. And I paid the price for him. So I think Laporta Potty won the trade, basically.
Yeah, he won the trade. I'm trying to maybe be a little nicer here, but yeah, it's pretty rough. Christian McCaffrey is fantastic. Oh, this one is funny. This is a crazy trade.
Yeah, go ahead.
You want me to start?
No, I'll start.
Or do you want to start with this one? Because I've started with like all of them.
This was like this was like 2 trades. One of us. This was like 2 trades in one, because I kept trying to trade you Keenan Allen for Trey Benson, and you wanted to trade me Jalen Warren for Travion Henderson. And I didn't like your trade. I didn't accept it on its own. You didn't like my trade and accept it on its own. So we just combined them and made this deal.
Yeah.
I understood that Travion Henderson should be the starter for that team, that he's really good and has the potential. I knew that. I knew what I was giving up. I was prepared to be patient. But I was already losing all my players, and Trey Benson was going to be the guy, and I've believed in him. He was a second-round talent. He was finally going to be the guy with James Conner out. And you won the trade.
Yeah. I think at this point in the year, I definitely won the trade, but I'm a little scared with Keenan Allen right now, but he's definitely given my team some good depth at this point in the season, because he's had one actually good fantasy game for me since this trade. And otherwise, he's been really bad and has just been a bum on my starting lineup every week.
Keenan doesn't really matter. If I had Travion Henderson, I wouldn't give him to you for Jalen Warren and Trey Benson. Travion Henderson now is a potential league winner. So
100%.
You
I'm
totally
very
won the trade.
Him. I would say probably, but there were the reason that I think my team is a really good team now, but the reason that it's 11-11 is because I had really bad bye weeks, and I needed guys like Travion Henderson to be good then. And that's why I lost so many games, is because Puka was out for a couple of games and then had a bye. And then, Jahmyr Gibbs had his bye week, and Derrick Henry had his bye week, and Derrick Henry was being very okay for me at the start of that trade, which we'll get to. But I've definitely won the trade, because Travion Henderson at least hopefully will give me my championship run, as long as they don't say suddenly, you know what, let's go back to giving that one guy that fumbles the ball constantly the lead back role and forget this one dude that dropped like 5 touchdowns within 2 games.
They can't.
So yes, Travion Henderson by all means should be fantastic for me. I'm still a little sketched out because I know Mike Vrabel is a very particular kind of guy. And I think that he should have known the whole time, because he is a lot smarter with football things than I am, that Travion Henderson should be the guy. But he chose to do that anyway.
I think he's being an old curmudgeon, dude. I think Travion's dominated the role now. I think he's going to have it.
He's got to have it. He's got to. But
the thing is, it's not necessarily that it was a bad trade for me. It's just that we made this trade 2 months ago, and I've gotten to play Trey Benson one time because he got injured immediately.
Yeah, that's the other part, is I definitely think I won the trade. It's just a very interesting trade because there are some very odd players here in the mix. And also now I have 3 of those players on my team. You were able to flip Jalen Warren for Chase Brown, which is solid. But yeah, I won the trade.
You got Jalen Warren back. That's funny.
I did get Jalen Warren back.
You love Jalen Warren, dude.
Jalen Warren has been on like 5 different teams. Okay, this one.
Interesting.
I didn't realize it at first, but John actually, when I was talking to him, I think this was an accidental accept, and he did not mean to take it, but he didn't tell me that.
Gotta watch those fingies.
Yeah, if I had known that it was an accidental accept, I would have been willing to undo it for him, but it's been way too long to do that. Because I just remember him saying, it's like don't pull like Breece Hall for Kenneth Walker and Quinshon Judkins, but like it's a weird trade now. I think Pro Laser Tagger definitely won it because Kenneth Walker has been iffy, but he's definitely got the talent to be good and has had like a couple good games now. So, and Quinshon Judkins was one of the most promising rookie running backs of many this year so far. Breece Hall has been very okay. So, yeah, I like Pro Laser Tagger's side. Not much to say about it.
Yeah, totally. I think I'd rather Judkins and Walker over Hall right now.
Really? Yeah, fair.
Here's your big trade. All right, you start on this one.
So, at first I was worried about this trade, but now I think I've won it because I'm looking at these players and where I'm at with them and where everybody's at with them. Isaac was able to get a little bit of Justin Jefferson out of this and a little bit of other things out of this, where we're at now. Like another 5th round pick with Quentin Johnston and Chase Brown. He was able to flip for eventually DK Metcalf. Like, I think I won this trade for sure because I think Derrick Henry he's been solid for me. He's been like 20 points most weeks and 10 points a lot of weeks, but he's been a decent fantasy asset and he's been fairly reliable. Not like the monster he was last year, but I think as the Ravens team is getting healthier and healthier, and their schedule is actually really good, I would say he's going to be good the rest of this year, and he's been solid for me already. Even though he hasn't been the amazing star player I had hoped he'd be, I think I still won this trade. But what are your thoughts?
I mean, I think if Isaac held on to Chase Brown, who it seems I'm much higher on him than you. Yeah. But I think if Isaac held on, this might have been a somewhat even trade. But if you replace Brown with Jaylen Warren, then yeah, I would say that you won the trade. But remember, Isaac was already, like, his season was pretty poop at that point, and he was making... Yeah. He had to justify it by, I can't afford to have a big star player with a bunch of terrible flex spots. I need to try to build up my overall bench. And he tried, but I don't think he succeeded. And he flipped Kamara for Justin Jefferson, so he did recover from this, I think.
He did. I think it's not a bad trade necessarily for him, but I still feel like I kind of won it. But anyway.
Yeah, I'd agree.
This one.
Isaac making the deals this season.
It's crazy. Yeah, Isaac won this trade, I feel like, pretty handily, but both players have been a little iffy.
Yeah, sure. Let's keep moving.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you robbed Isaac blind here. I was so pissed when this trade went through. I was like, you can't be serious. Really? Yeah, seriously. Yeah. I understand Devontae Adams has been good at times. And I get it. Brian Thomas could have recovered. I don't get Brian Thomas. I think freaking Trevor Lawrence is a bit of a con man. But yeah. Nope. You got your guy for not much.
I was very happy with it. I think at the time, though, I didn't even think Brian Thomas was going to be this bad. I thought he was still going to be like a solid, maybe wide receiver 2. So I thought it was like 2 wide receiver 2s for Puka and a 6th rounder, which it's crazy that I actually got a pick out of this too.
Yeah,
but yeah,
you got a pick, dude.
I won it.
You won handily.
Yeah. Interesting.
This one, I think I lost. The thing is, I gave the Dolphins 2 chances. I gave them all of last year, and I gave them 1 game of this year. And for all of last year, they didn't fix their issues. Game 1 of this year, they looked like absolute poo-poo. Same exact dink and dunk, short yardage, bad vibes, everything from last year. And so I thought, I want out. I just want out of Dolphins, period. And I dumped Waddle, and now Waddle's great. So
yeah,
thanks, Mike McDaniel. Thanks for waiting till week 2 to start trying.
Yeah,
But I got a third rounder, which is not small.
Yeah, it's actually pretty decent. I mean, it's the second best pick that you can get, and it is, in fact, for next year.
Yeah, for next year.
Yeah, that's nice, but not as nice as Waddle's been for this team that we ranked very poorly, that is slowly becoming a super team, which we will get to.
Yeah, anyway. Absolutely. Okay, this one. Wait, did I skip one? No. Okay, this one happened in the
draft.
These were drafts. Maybe we can. There's really only one of these.
Yeah, let's just.
So this one that I got right off the bat, trading these second rounders. It feels a little cheesy because I had such a strong idea of what I wanted to do with my draft right away. So this trade right here feels, getting a second rounder out of Pro Laser Tagger. Yeah. Okay,
that's great.
I'm gonna address this openly. Like, to be honest with you, just talking about people putting in the starter lineups. I know that Gabe, respectfully, that your lineup hasn't always been filled up in this league, and he commissions another one of my leagues, so I figure he's very invested. But you know, in the event that for whatever reason, if it doesn't work out and someone inherits this team without a second round pick, I may be willing to like undo this trade to some degree, because it was kind of like right off the bat, the confusion of the initial draft, I was able to snag this, and feels very unfair.
Yeah, I that trade is crazy to me, because the second round pick is worth much more than any of those trades those picks could be. So yeah, I think that's valid.
Just for the record,
if someone inherits this team, then yeah, I think that would be fair. But like, also, you made the trade. That's how it works. You know, that's how fantasy goes. Sometimes it's rough.
It just feels a little predatory. Jarrett, however, Jarrett's doing great. He's very involved, and this isn't
100%
necessarily unfair, but I definitely feel great getting a second rounder for all this.
I would take the second rounder any day over those. Like, honestly, the 9th round pick is the best pick. But like, I'm gonna be real with you. A 15th round pick in this league is a player that very well might get dropped off your team
off the waivers.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Off the waivers. It's like that. I don't think any of those players that he's going to get from those picks will really stay on his team for more than a week. And you got a second round pick, which is should be hopefully like a 4th round pick in a redraft league, or a 5th round pick, but still maybe a reliable starter every week. That's much more than this. So yeah, I think you won that trade handily.
But you know, it'd be really funny, real quick, before we dive in to the rankings, let me look at the draft and let's see what Jarrett did with those picks, because that was pretty much to help Jarrett build up a really strong team this year. So this would have been mine, and these picks went to Jarrett. So he used my picks to get Jared Goff and Michael Pittman.
Yeah.
And then he ended up trading some back to me. So basically, second rounder for Jared Goff and Michael Pittman.
I'd probably still take your side, but it's a little bit more even with that foreknowledge, you know?
Yeah. So, anyway. All right.
Two players in this one.
Hey, I've been very happy with the trading. I think it's really fun to watch this league fire off, and people have been very active. I'm sorry that I haven't been very responsive. I think my team has been in a bit of a standstill right now, and we can get to that.
Kind of rough. Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and start this.
So here we go.
All right, we're gonna do the midseason rankings. Number 10.
All right.
Gimli's Giblets.
Number 10.
So on the top left, I have our preseason.
Wait, really?
Yep, top left I have a preseason, and on midseason is our current. And I did not decide to put in the effort to update the keepers that are representing your team. So the players you drafted are who represent you in this little slideshow. Enjoy. So Isaac the Bowen, Robbie, you put him in last. I have him in 8th.
Really? Yeah, I think I was kind of ranking him for this year more, but if you're ranking him for next year a little bit in the sense of like moves that he's made, then
I'm ranking him for this year.
Nice. But like I'm just like he's this year. I don't know. There are multiple teams that everybody I would take over his team right now for this year specifically, for very clear reasons. He's got good quarterback room, which you don't need a good you just want one quarterback that's good. Although, I mean, it's nice that Dak Prescott's been there while Joe Burrow's been out. Now Joe Burrow's almost coming back. He did get ruled out this morning for this week, even though he's like put in like multiple full practices. Anyway, right where he's at, Justin Jefferson, Roma Dunze, Malik Neighbors, he's got good keepers there. I think his 100% keeper is going to be Joe Burrow. So for next year, with all the like picks that he's gotten and stuff, great. But this year, he's cooked, you know? He's out. He's done. He's gotten one win. And I don't know if that's actually been a win over another team or if it was a median win. So, yeah, it's rough.
I don't know. I get it. But I think Isaac doesn't want to be, doesn't want the poop emoji. And he's built up a pretty... They're starters. Look, they're just starters.
Yeah.
Monungai, Kareem Hunt, Justin Jefferson is still out there. He still gets the points for that. Joe Burrow's about to come back, which is crazy. I don't know. I think vibes say that. So 8th place would mean that he wins one game. He would win one game probably against the Packer backers or myself, and then he would lose in the second game. So that's why I think he'll take 8th. I think his team will actually be fine coming into playoffs.
Interesting. All right. That will be interesting to see. Yeah. I agree that it could. I have him losing every game and every median game from here on out, but yeah. We'll see.
Ramondre's coming back.
Yeah. Well, that's a little scary for me, but I hope, and I mean, sorry, but I hope Ramondre doesn't do anything. But yeah.
I hope so too. I think it's been horrible that Ramondre's just been taking over the job while being bad. But here's why he could win, because Kareem Hunt and Ramondre will combine for 4 touchdowns on that week, with about 20 yards combined between the two of them.
Probably, not gonna lie.
And Charbonnet will also get 2 touchdowns for 10 yards.
For 10 yards, yeah. I was gonna say 12, but I think I was being a bit generous.
Sorry, we got to respect Charbonnet over Hunt and Stevenson.
Yeah, obviously.
I mean,
Charbonnet is much better.
Getting Odunze, that's a great asset to have, and
oh yeah, definitely.
You know, there's spark on this team. I don't think he's hopeless. So I put him at 8.
Jefferson, in my eyes, is still the most talented wide receiver, even though he's not been great this year. I think just give him like Sam Darnold or like just any. I mean, Sam Darnold's actually been really good, but no insult to Sam Darnold. I'm saying like just give him like Joe Flacco or something like that. I don't care. Give him a quarterback that will throw him the ball and he'll be great. He'll be like Jamar Chase, okay? Just give him someone.
Yeah.
Like I think he's the most talented guy out there right now. So just, like he can be a fantastic fantasy asset.
Completely.
That's what I say.
So
like Neighbors is good.
Maybe JJ Abrams will be better. And if you look at his quarterbacks, he might have the best quarterback room in the league. I mean, if you take those 3 guys and you play the matchup during playoffs, if they're going up against a really juicy, bad defense, good offense team, you put Prescott in there, you put Burrow in there, you put Jones in there, any of them could be top number 1 on the week.
Yeah, definitely.
That's anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
Number 9, Knox Packer backer, fallen from grace. Really? I have him at 2nd, Robbie at 6th at the beginning of the season, but now you have an 8th and I have him at 9th.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it's kind of rough.
Turn. My turn to start. It's my turn to start. Oh,
go ahead.
Let me. Mr. Epeneman, the man who will not adopt me as one of his nephews. You got some injury problems. Your number one tight end is a 0-point value, Tucker Kraft, and Jaden Daniels is not good right now. And Josh Jacobs has a knee issue and has begun sharing the workload 50-50. By the way, Robbie, you robbed me in the other league with Jonathan Taylor. Good job. Yeah, if you don't have Josh Jacobs, this running back room is honestly terrible. And I understand Devontae Adams is good, but he's like 33, and I don't think he's reliable. Nor is Ladd McConkey with that O-line. I think like the Chargers have the worst O-line in the league right now. And none of your two quarterbacks that are functioning like run the ball. Like I think this team has completely fallen apart, to be honest. So I see them losing in the first game of playoffs and then winning the toilet bowl.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think that Matthew Stafford, though, let's be real. I know that he doesn't run the ball.
But is he a good fantasy QB?
Yes, he is. He's been great. He's actually been fantastic. He's like the QB like 4 or 5 on the year in fantasy football. You can't ask for much more than that. And he was like a waiver wire pickup. Honestly, like if all 3 of these guys were healthy, this would be the best quarterback room in the league because Matthew Stafford's been great. Jordan Love, little sketchy, but actually efficiency-wise, he's been a pretty good quarterback. It's been a little weird, though. Jaden Daniels is obviously great. Probably a future keeper asset. Probably who would be good for sure keeper for him. But I also like this team's future, but I don't like it now. You know, that's kind of where I'm at. It's really rough that he dropped Garrett Wilson because that would have been a great player to keep, I think, for next year. But it depends on what you want to do. Like maybe he wants to go for like Ladd McConkey and Tucker Kraft and Josh Jacobs with the Jaden Daniels is for sure keeper. And in that case, maybe Garrett Wilson is a fair player to not have because if you're not planning to keep him and he's out for the season, you know, but it's definitely, he could have gotten some value for him, I feel like. Anyway, it's kind of rough at this point. I like Matthew Stafford though. Devontae Adams, great. Ladd McConkey, great wide receiver. A little iffy with the Chargers wide receiver room, but it seems like he's settled at the top of it again to me. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at.
By the way, I'm so mad because I was actually trying to trade hard for Ladd McConkey earlier in the season before I was brutally ignored. So I feel really bad that now he's gone off, and I would have had him.
You think you would have got him? Had he seen those trades, you think those trades
I don't know. I don't know if they would have worked.
It's hard to say.
It's hard to say. I'd wonder who I even tried to trade for him. I'll try to find out. You're right. Stafford's better than I thought. I looked at it, but I also don't know if that's sustainable. That feels very iffy to 100%. Me.
Stafford's either Jonathan Taylor or Stafford for my MVP on the year. Both been great, but Stafford, as far as quarterbacks go, I think he's been the best quarterback this year for actual football purposes. Anyway, that's aside the point. Yeah. Number 8.
Okay. Number 8. Gross. We had me at 3rd and 4th to start the year. You have me at 7th. I myself in last place. All right, your turn to start.
My turn to start. So,
why do you believe? What more could you possibly expect from me?
Okay. Love Drake May. Great this year. Fantastic MVP candidate. Chase Brown, fun. Marion Hampton probably will come back eventually, but probably not soon enough to help you very much. Dre Benson will come back. Tyrone Tracy, Rashad White, back up to Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving's coming back this week, I think, officially, but I'm not sure about that. Bashal Tootin, interesting. Cam Scattaboo, very fun, but also gone. Tyler Warren, fantastic pick. Should be a keeper for sure. I mean, not for sure, but could very well be a keeper. Rondé Gadsden has been really fun. I think he could be a really fun tight end in the league going forward. He almost looked like the top receiver on that team. Drake London, great. as long as he's not injured, which is a little rough. Marvin Harrison, I don't know how I feel about that, but there's that. That's really all that's important about it. Like, I think that I ranked you a little higher because, in the same sense that I ranked myself number 1 at the beginning of the year, even though it was really rough for me, my team doesn't look the same that it did before at all. And I ranked it that way partially, one, because I thought my team was really good then, but also because I think I'm a great manager. I also ranked you highly because I thought, yeah, it's more of a team based on like potential than anything else, but you're an amazing manager and you are an active manager and you do all the things. So that's why I like your team in that sense, is because not less because of some of the players on there and more because of the manager. But I think you could be very crafty in getting yourself more wins and stuff. And also, as far as like the record goes, you have the same record as me. I'm hoping to win this year. I think you could go for a similar kind of thing, but I mean, it's less. You have less of a straightforward path than I do, but still, it's possible. What are your thoughts on your own team?
I'll share my thoughts. So, if any of you like Wallace and Gromit, this was my team at the beginning of the year. Menacing, strong, fully armored and locked. However, then the injuries happened. One after another, after another, after another, and now this is my team. Some of the pieces are still there. You can still see what it was designed to be, what it used to be, but no longer is it what it was supposed to be. Look, if I were to do well this year, it would be kind of getting away with murder because I have accumulated in year 1 at least a second or third round pick for all of the next 3 years. So I have set myself up to be a top contender going forward, ideally, as long as I don't destroy my draft. Majorly bust there. Yeah. But my top 5 players or so are all injured. And it's just like I was saying with the trading, like part of me has been like, I'm not going to choose to give away a lot of my pieces right now because either 1, I desperately need them right now, or 2, they are going to be coming back soon and I'm not willing to give up the keeper potential either. So it's like, basically, I might just go down with my ship. I might just miss playoffs and try to win while keeping my good keepers. And that's okay. If I end up with a poop emoji, it's okay. This is a brutal league. I don't want to have a victim mentality, but I will give you just one little slip. I was really busy and a little depressed about Scattaboo 2 weeks ago. And Drake London was questionable. He was missing practice all week, so he was on my bench. And I didn't check on Sunday morning. So Drake London was on my bench when he came in and played and was the number 1 wide receiver on the week. And that difference was a difference between me having a win and a median win versus having nothing. So I could have been 13-9 right now in the playoffs if I had just made that one move. But this is a very competitive league. After this last week, some teams that were up above me lost, but what happened instead of anybody falling below me, everyone above me just got tighter and I'm still at the bottom. So in order for me to make playoffs, I need someone to dive bomb in the next 3 weeks, essentially. 2 weeks, I think. 3 weeks. We have 3 weeks of season left, I think.
I volunteer John.
He's deserved it. He's deserved to be in playoffs, though. Everyone's deserved it. I've been throwing my good players away and getting future picks. I don't deserve to be in the playoffs. All my players are gone. There's a chance, but it would need to be waiver wire guys like Christian Watson and Tyrone Tracy doing great.
Yeah.
I need O'Marion Hampton to come back so badly, dude. This has been
you traded
season.
Away CMC with the thought, oh, well, I have O'Marion Hampton, and then O'Marion Hampton just is like, never mind.
And
goodbye.
I'll get Cam Scattaboo. And then he was like,
and
goodbye.
You get Cam Scattaboo.
Yeah, who was great for like a week.
Yeah, it was for a week.
And Drake London might be the number 1 wide receiver on the year, but he's out again. Yeah, it's just been rough. Yeah. I don't think Marvin Harrison wants to play. I don't think I'll be keeping him as a keeper. He does not seem to want to play football that badly.
Yeah, he's not a dog.
He's not a dog. He's a cat. Meowson Harrison.
Meowson Harrison.
So anyway, there's Luke's wine session.
That's fair. Okay.
All right. Number 7, we have Pro Laser Tagger. You had him at 6. I have him at 3rd. Now we have him at 9th and 7th. All right. My turn to start. Let's see. So Gabe do be having some top talent across the board. If Lamar Jackson's back and he's trying desperately to make playoffs, I could see him beginning to put up some bigger numbers, though he's been disappointing so far. Brock Bowers is back. That team needs him. I think Judkins is fantastic, not as a person, but, we're playing for fantasy points. And sometimes when I have a player like that, I just decide, I'll be the villain team. And Jamar Chase, obviously, who, if he can just, stop spitting on people, maybe he'll help his fantasy team. And Jameson Williams has been coming back. So I think there's like enough top end talent that if he can just plug in the holes, I think he can win the losers bracket.
Definitely. He's done for this year, but his team, on paper it looks good. In practice it's been iffy because he's not a great manager or an active manager at the very least. Maybe in another league, like you say, he's more active, but in this league, no. He's not been active at all, and there have been times where when I played him, I edited his lineup because I felt bad just taking an easy win. And I'm kind of starting to think I need to do that a little bit more because I don't want his team to be that much of a pushover. Because it has talent, and then you see guys like Jameson Williams on his bench when Jamar Chase got the suspension, he put him on his bench, but he didn't put Jameson Williams in. It almost feels like he's actively trying to lose games at this point, and that's not what this league is for. So, yeah, I don't like that. But Lamar Jackson, great. Joe Flacco's been an amazing backup for Lamar being gone. Brock Bowers either is going to get you 40 points in fantasy or 5. That's been the experience, or not exist at all. So, it's a little weird. Quinshon Judkins, great. Kenneth Walker, a really weird player, but could be great. Jamar Chase, fantastic. Jameson Williams, fantastic. Not fantastic. He's been very iffy. It's been a very up and down year for this team on top of having an inactive manager. It's been weird. That's kind of why I'm a little low on it. And I also know it's got 5 wins. He could be great in the losers bracket if he wants to, but I'm not entirely sure, There are other teams that could be more active in the losers bracket. Anyway, we'll see, We'll see where he ends up. But Colston Loveland had a great game when I played this team, which was really scary, but that was okay. I think I still won that game. Anyway, it's a very weird team. I'm just kind of it's odd. I'm writing it off a little bit because it's just got 5 wins on the season, but could have a better future. Has plenty of players that are keepable,
Yeah, but, the keepers next year should be great.
Yeah, definitely. He has many good choices for keepers.
For sure. And by the way, I just want to address it. I know we're being a little hard on Gabe. Gabe, I've texted you about this, and I love you, and I see you every week. We're doing this because we're trying to cultivate a really competitive league. We're trying to protect the culture of the league, and in just even one team that's not putting up a full lineup every week, kind of, I don't know, it kind of ruins it a bit. So I'm okay being a little bit of a jerk and saying no, this is what we're trying to do, and we'll get it right in the first 2 to 3 years. I think we'll get what it. We'll get everyone understanding what this is and how it works so that we can enjoy it and enjoy the drama for years to come.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to number 6. Robbie at 8th, myself at 9th. In the early season, Nico Lodian, both of us having him at 6th place. John coming in, making it into playoffs, but having a bad run of it. All right.
Yeah. Do I start here or do you start?
You start.
Okay.
You start on evens.
So one thing that I noticed that I actually like a lot about this team is that he's kept all 3 of the players that you have up there. You know, like most of these teams have like swapped around a lot. All 3 of them are still there. So I actually really appreciate the integrity there, especially because CD Lamb, rostering him has been rough. Rostering Bucky has been really, really, really rough. But he's still a 13-9 team, and that's impressive because he's had some bad injuries. Nico Collins has been an absolute dud this year. People are not talking enough about how bad Nico Collins has really been, in my opinion. Honest, so much so that I don't know if he deserves to be the name of your team. But Patrick Mahomes has been pretty solid for fantasy, like not a bad draft pick. I did not like him going into the year fantasy-wise, and I was wrong about him.
We both were.
Bucky Irving should by all means be great. He was pretty solid before the injury, but like he had like a boot. I'm like, I don't know. People, I think they're underreacting about how his team is, you know, but Bucky Irving, nice. Breece Hall has the talent, always been very sketchy. Woody Marks has been solid. Kamani Vidal should be decent as long as Marion Hampton is not there. Dallas Goedert has been really weirdly good. CeeDee Lamb, Rashee Rice, Nico Collins. I don't like Nico Collins. Rashee Rice should be a top guy for sure going forward. CeeDee Lamb should also be a top guy going forward. T. Higgins, especially if Joe Burrow comes back, and he's been already pretty solid without Joe Burrow. And with Joe Flacco, T. Higgins should be good. Garrett Wilson might be a good keeper. I don't know. When I'm looking at this, I'm like, there are players on there that I would rather keep than Garrett Wilson, so that's kind of an interesting pickup for him. But you can get draft value for it, for sure. Yeah, I like his team. I think that I'm very like proud of John because he's like we weren't super high on him and he clawed his way back up, you know? He's been working really hard at it, and I think he deserves a playoff spot more than most teams in our league. With all the injuries that he's had and everything, I'm very proud of John with this one. I think he's been great. I also do think, though, that there are plenty of players that are kind of duds on his starting lineup every week, like Nico Collins, for instance. I'm playing him this week. Nico Collins and Woody Marks were both very disappointing. Breece Hall will probably be disappointing, I think, most of the time. Bucky Irving, you never know how he's going to be off the injury, but whatever. CeeDee Lamb has been very average. Rashee Rice has been good. T. Higgins can give you a pretty good ceiling, especially this week with Jamar Chase with the suspension. But Zay Flowers, I don't believe he's actually worthwhile. Like, I think John has worked very hard, and he has as many wins as he does for a reason, but I think that, honestly, his team is a very weird team in the fact that I don't know. A lot of those players are very sketchy, in my opinion. But, yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Mm-hmm. It's good.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with your sentiments. It's been rough having to keep Bucky on the roster all season, and I'm excited that he'll finally be coming back for John. He's patched things together well. He's a good manager. This year's champion from our Bible Boys League. Yeah, pretty much nothing to add. Pat Mahomes has been surprising.
Yeah, definitely.
Number 5, go Lions, Brian.
And we're even on this one again.
You had him at 9th, and he's gone closer to my ranking with 5th.
That was a bad prediction on my part. It was funny because I remember looking at his team and being like, I hate that team. And then we were doing the podcast and I was like, well, that player is really good, and that player is really good, and that player is really good. I think I've underestimated his team. But anyway, you go ahead.
It's fine. I had Packer Backer at number 3 and Pro Laser Tagger at number 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I've got, what do I know? What do we know? I I don't know if my sentiments have really changed from the preseason. There are some really good players. James Cook has been an alpha. RJ Harvey might be able to take over the starting role for a while now. I mean, I don't like the quarterbacks really at all, but Trey McBride seems like the number one solid tight end on the year. And he's got talent to swap around. Olave has shown brightly for him. And I think, though Brian has a more patient style with the waiver wire, he keeps his lineup. I think he's kept his lineup all year, right? Like he hasn't missed anything.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he does have that patient style, but he did drop like 70 waiver bucks on Trey Tucker, which was crazy. But otherwise, yeah.
Brian's interesting. He's more of a college football guy. And he pays attention to NFL, but he's a big Lions fan, of course, and he mainly watches college. And whenever I talk with Brian, he has really strong takes on players. He's either very in or very out on people. It's very fun to hear his opinions on them. So I'm not surprised. He was like, it's Trey Tucker. I have to have Trey Tucker. And he got him. Now, it's not been great, but I've seen Brian hit big, and I've seen him swing and miss plenty of times.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
Yeah, I think we'll finish a steady fourth.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think his team is very steady. I think it doesn't have the best ceiling in the world, but it has like the best floor almost of like almost any team in our league. Bo Nix, like I know you're not high on the quarterback room, but I think that he is very underrated.
I want to be.
He's been a little bit, yeah, fair. Trevor Lawrence, just gross. James Cook, great. Ashton Genty, man, sad, but
that's
like
a great sound.
Still just not bad. It's just like every time people are like, yeah, we're gonna draft rookies in round 1 and 2 because they have this such high draft pedigree. It happened with Marvin Harrison last year. I didn't expect too much different from Ashton Genty on the Raiders. It's kind of rough. Travis Etienne has been great. RJ Harvey should be great going forward. He has one of the best running backs and rooms in the league behind a very specific team that I'm thinking of that we'll get to. But it's not super deep, but it's like he's got every player on there is a player that is worth starting in his running back room, even if it's not like the deepest. Trey McBride, fantastic. Jake Ferguson for like the first couple of weeks of the season was like the best tight end. It's like Trey McBride and Jake Ferguson. He's worth flexing. Like it's worth playing double tight end for him.
Honestly,
that's how crazy it is. Amon-Ra St. Brown, fantastic this year. Way better than last year in my opinion, because I had Amon-Ra St. Brown. Chris Olave has been a good, definitely an amazing player for him. Devonta Smith. Brian Thomas, not so much. I feel like it's just like there aren't many players on this team where I'm like, yeah, I don't like that player. I don't think they're great.
Yeah.
They're like 3. The rest of them are all like, this is a good player. I mean, not like a huge ceiling player. That's kind of the thing is it's an amazing floor team. And that's why it's like definitely going to get into playoffs. He's got a good like record. It's all there, you know? Good on Brian.
Yeah, good on Brian. I forgot even like Travis Etienne, it feels like is one of the highlights of the season for him because I was so out on Etienne. And he didn't have to pay much to get him, but Etienne's he's just back. You know, he's just like the Dolphins. Like, we're just going to suck all year for no reason, and then we'll just decide to be back now. Okay, Etienne, cool.
That's pretty much it.
All right, number 4. Sorry, I meant number 5 when I said earlier number 4. Number 4. Yeah. Sorry, when you change your name, this is what you get. You're Colt now.
I'm Colt.
I had you at 8th. You had yourself at 1st. We were very polarized, and we made a bet on this. And now we both think you're going to be 4th.
Yeah. Definitely.
You do not have 2 of these players anymore.
I do not. That's the interesting thing. So you get to go first with my team here.
I think so. Whatever. I don't care. Yeah. You have created a beautiful monster. Yeah. I mean, your quarterbacks are fine. I'm disappointed in Caleb Williams. He began the season running a lot, and then every single game he went lower and lower and lower. So I think he's trying to conserve himself a little better, unlike Jackson Dart. You now have a super top-heavy RB room, and your wide receiver room is not very good, in my opinion. I understand Ricky Pearsall has some potential, but you really need Puka back desperately. And I'm just worried about Travis Kelce keeping it up, but he seems I feel like he's like, oh, they actually need me, like I have to really try, coach. Oh, okay, fine. I just want to go get married and be on podcasts, but I guess I'll have to try. So I feel like your team could definitely boom its way into a first place finish, but I don't know if you have the super team characteristics to avoid any mistakes.
Yeah, that's fair. So my team, I actually have grown to love it, even though it's been it's a love-hate relationship, you know. But I like all of my players, I like to some extent. Baker Mayfield was really fun having on my team. I don't know if he'll be a keeper or not. I don't think he will be anymore with TreVeyon Henderson's emergence. But like my team is in some sense designed for next year, because I think that Puka is like my 100%. Like, here's the thing. My wide receiver room, like you say, it's crap. Let's be real here. It's bad. Puka is fantastic, and the rest of it is you know, Ricky Pearsall, I was hoping he would be good coming back. I'm starting him again this week, but last week was like literally like a half of a point. So if he does this again next week, then I'm probably going to have to put Keenan Allen back in, because at least Keenan Allen gives me 3 points instead of half a point. The thing is that neither of those are great things. I just want a floor guy as my second wide receiver. I'm not asking for a big, amazing second wide receiver. I just want Puka, and then the rest of my guys, as long as I can get, like, honestly, Troy Franklin might be the best wide receiver too on my team. He's had like some of the best like work on the Broncos. He's been a great play for me every time I've had to put him in there. But like I like all of them, and I think all of them have decent potential. Kayshon Boutte's been surprisingly good when he's playing, and I don't need him to be that. I'm not reliant on them. What I am reliant on is my running back room. Jahmyr Gibbs and TreVeyon Henderson give me this amazing ceiling of like both getting potentially like 30, 40 points. Derrick Henry's been like a solid 20. Jaylen Warren's been a great floor of like 10 to 20 points. Aaron Jones, I think going forward, is going to be pretty solid, kind of a league winner, to be honest with you, because I got him off of waivers. Travis Kelce, yeah, I agree with everything you said, but he's still doing it. And that's kind of the fact of the matter. You know, it's like last week he got me 20 points. He was one of the highest scoring players on my team. And most weeks he's gotten me around 10 points. And I'm like, that's really all you can ask for a tight end. He's like one of the better tight ends on the year right now. He's like the tight end 4 or something.
He's the tight end 2, man.
He is?
He's the tight end 2.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, he's been good. He's been solid, you know? Like, he's not the best, but he's pretty 36. Solid. I'm happy. Yeah. It's crazy. It's insane. Baker, MVP candidate at the beginning of the year, not so much anymore, but still, like I expect like 20 to 30 points from him mostly. Caleb Williams is an amazing backup in my opinion, because he's been pretty solid. I think like as of late, like when the week that you dropped him, he got like 30 or 40 fantasy points. I think he was like the quarterback 1 on that week, which was crazy. But still, I'm like,
feels bad.
Honestly, a lot of the time he might be more worth starting than Baker. I might have to bench Baker, but I don't want to do that because I love Baker. He's an amazing Christian guy. I have a little bit of bias there because Baker is just so fun to have on my team.
Oh, sure.
But
I get it.
I love my team, and I honestly think as long as I can get into playoffs, which I think I have a very high chance of doing, then I think that I have a decent chance of winning the whole thing. But I also think there are other teams that have probably slightly better chances than I do. But yeah, I really like my team. I'm not as delusional as I was at the beginning of the season, but I think that it could still be a very annoying team to deal with in playoffs. And that's my goal, is just work as hard as I can, you know? And I think I'm actually set up pretty well for next year. I've got great keepers, and I've kept most of my picks. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you are. All right. Number 3, Laporta Potty. You had him at 7th, I am at 5th, and now we both have him at 3rd.
We've been agreeing on a lot of these, you know?
We've agreed on the last. This will be our 4th agreement.
4th agreement in a row. That's crazy.
You may start on Jarrett's team, Laporta Potty.
Okay, so this team, I think it's the only team that has a better running back room than I do. Because I'm not delusional enough to tell you that the combination of Jonathan Taylor and Christian McCaffrey isn't as good as the combination of Derrick Henry and Jahmyr Gibbs. This is insanity to have that. And then Saquon Barkley, who by all means should be getting 30 points, but has been so weird and annoying. But he's still not been bad. You know, he's just not but these are all 3 players that have the wide receiver 1 on the season upside. They're all that good. Jonathan Taylor is probably my favorite to win the MVP this year. Mm-hmm. He's been great. Justin Herbert and Jared Goff, not as much, but they're not bad quarterback plays, you know. DeAndre Swift, a great flex play. David Montgomery, a pretty solid flex play. Sam Laporta is sad, but at the same time, you've got Dalton Kincaid, who's actually been the wide receiver 1 for the Bills, quietly what we hoped he would be last year and wasn't. Michael Pittman. Okay, the wide receiver room is the one thing I will say. The wide receiver room is rough. Mike Evans, I don't know if he wants to keep him, but I wouldn't, you know, just not as whatever. Jordan Addison, you know, he could be pretty good coming out, but I don't know. Stephon Diggs, Michael Pittman is good, but shouldn't be a wide receiver 1 on your team, in my opinion, but still good. Basically, it has the best running back room, in the history of running back rooms, and then the wide receiver room is very poor, the tight end room is okay, and the quarterback room is okay. But Jonathan Taylor, it doesn't matter if your wide receiver room isn't good, as long as Jonathan Taylor drops you 50 points, which you would think isn't sustainable, but he's done it every single week except for 1. I have him in the other league, and it's fantastic. My team is poop without him, and it's the best in the league with him. So it doesn't matter. Jonathan Taylor is great. Christian McCaffrey is great. Saquon Barkley is great. David Montgomery is solid. DeAndre Swift is solid. But it's kind of terrifying to play a team that has both Christian McCaffrey and Christian McCaffrey and Jonathan Taylor. And Saquon Barkley, if he ever decides to show up like he did last year, should make this team maybe the best in our league, you know?
Yeah, 100%. See, part of how I sold the trade to Jarrett was, you know, I put my arm around him and I whispered in his ear, Jarrett, you could have Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, and Saquon Barkley all on the same team. And his eyes went wide with greed and he said, I'll take it. And it's amazing just to have that 3-headed demon of a running back room. I know Barkley has not been. I think it's mainly because the Eagles have stopped being good on offense in general.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's definitely the Super Bowl hangover thing. But yeah, it's very top heavy on the running back room. Those 3 should be great every single week and can make up for multiple players that aren't performing that well. But I've never been crazy about his quarterback room. You need them to have a great game against a good matchup. Laporta has been better than I thought he would be. So is Kincaid. But yeah, his wide receivers are really struggling. I'm sure he misses AJ Brown right now, who's been throwing a fit and actually getting some targets here and there.
Yeah.
So they might trade AJ Brown away after he gets another Super Bowl ring. He's just so unhappy there. But yeah, it's just I'm really worried about the supporting cast, and if Taylor and McCaffrey don't continue being the absolute peak, running laps around all the other running backs, then this team is probably not going to finish as high as 3rd.
Yeah, agreed.
Number two. We have a disagreement.
Oh.
We both put Waddle World at last. Sorry, Waddle Bottlers now. And you have him now at 2nd, and I have him in 1st place. Bollock or the other Luke? Let's see. My turn to start on this one.
Yep.
So the truth is that there was a tie for first, because obviously our last one, you put the next one first, and I put them second. So I don't know. I just didn't tie break this time.
Yeah.
But can I give a round of applause to Mr. Waddle Butlers for shoving it in our faces? I still don't get it, to be honest, but
me neither.
You know, I think part of it is because my boy Javonte Williams is back, baby. Back for Dallas after Denver was done waiting on a severe leg injury, like a really, really severe one that took 2 full years to recover from. They're like, nope, we're done with you. And now Javonte's shoving it in their faces. And I wish I called my shot a little more strongly. I only got him in 1 league. And I said in our preseason, I think he'll actually be really good. And turns out, yeah, he was always a really good talent, but he had a severe leg injury. Rico Dowdle apparently is the best running back in the league. Devon Achane, the team can't do anything without him. Jalen Hurts is fine. Ironically, Jalen Hurts is not one of the reasons that this team is great. He's just been fine.
Yeah.
He survived without George Kittle for a while, but now George Kittle's back. Emeka Egbuka has jumped in. Waddle has been a strong play. Like, this team does not have the top end talent, in my opinion, that normally a super team does, but he's just played the gross names that are actually outperforming everyone's expectations.
Yeah.
And he's kicking everyone's butt. He has the most points on the season. And so, if anything, I'm just having mad respect for the manager being willing to look bad and win games. And I will not underestimate him. The only thing I'll say about Luke is maybe he's not always right. I made him so many offers for Bill, Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt. I made him so many offers, and he literally told me at one point, I'm not an idiot. And so it did feel pretty good to see him finally drop Bill onto the waivers, because I could have totally lost those trades. But anyway, yeah, good job, Luke. You've kicked butt, and I think you'll win.
Yeah, I mean, I think he very well could. It's a very interesting team. That's why I put him at second. I don't think that the rankings are hard and fast. I think anyone within the top 5 has a clear path to winning the whole league. Okay, but and especially I'm saying he has the second highest chance in my opinion. But Jalen Hurts actually pretty solid. Just at least not a disappointment. Like, you can weekly start him and not worry about him. Jackson Dart's been great. He hasn't played him, but he's been great. He hasn't had to play him because Jalen Hurts has been good. Devon Achane, fantastic. Javonte Williams, annoyingly fantastic. Rico Dowdle, another annoyingly fantastic. I have him in another league, and he's been fantastic for me. It's very fun to have him. He's kind of like Derrick Henry because he's like a big bruising back, and I did not realize that. But Manuel Wilson, weird kind of player is that. But
you mean the running back one for the Packers?
For a little bit, maybe. I don't know. It depends on what happened to Josh Jacobs, but yeah, we'll see. George Kittle, good tight end. Emeka Egbuka, fantastic. George Pickens, fantastic. Jalen Mullo, fantastic. Teteroa McMillan definitely starting to look more fantastic. He had his first good game, and he was on his bench for that game, which is really sad, but he still won anyway, so who cares? I mean, it's a little sad still because he could have had like 200 points if he started Teteroa McMillan, but still. It's like, and maybe Terry McLaurin will look better as the thing goes on, but it doesn't matter. He's got everything he needs to be the best team in the league, or at least the second best team in the league, I think. I think he could have some players that disappoint him randomly, and that could stump him in the playoffs, but that's every team. That's how it works. That's how fantasy goes. He should, by all means, be considered one of, if not the most threatening team in our league right now. And props to him for being an amazing manager, because he has been that. He has been fantastic. So, yeah, great team. Not much to say, really. It's just good, and it's annoyingly good. Like you say, gross players, but it's been good.
Yeah, mad respect.
Mm-hmm.
All right, number 1. Now, it's funny. We actually kind of predicted this one. You had him at second, I had him at first. It is Sam and Bill, Ian's team. Now we flip. I think he'll be second. You have him at first.
Mm-hmm.
And you may start on this one.
Okay. Ian, props to you. I'm very happy for you because you've expressed some frustration with fantasy in the past. This year, I hope for you, it is your year. Of course, I hope that I win, but if not me, I hope it's you because you've put so much hard work into this. You've been so good in so many ways on this. And it's just like you've been an active manager. You've gotten a lot of these players that are maybe other people were down on, but you've been playing the waivers really well. And I just think it's paying off. Your team is looking good. Josh Allen, actually pretty iffy, but still, like, whenever he plays good, then you get like 50 points out of him, which makes it worth it. I mean, you had like 150 from him the other day when I had a good week, and I was sad that I couldn't be the number one manager that week because I was like, finally, my team is doing good. And Ian's outshining me, and he has like 3 more points because Josh Allen dropped like 50 points. But still, it's like that's what he does. I mean, Josh Allen sometimes will give you 10 or whatever, but still, I think those 10 games are worth the 50-point games because you also have Bijan Robinson. You also have Kyron Williams. Both of those players have been pretty good. Tyler Algier is surprisingly solid for like a touchdown bonus. Not like he's been great. Not like he's a good flex option. Sean Tucker, whenever Bucky Irving doesn't play, maybe he's a solid play. I don't know. Mark Andrews has been annoyingly good, even though everybody was writing him off at the beginning of the season. JSN, as the biggest Puka fan in the world, I have to admit that JSN has been probably the best wide receiver in the NFC West. Yeah. Even though I like Puka better, and I think Puka is a better player, Puka has not been that good, and JSN has, for fantasy purposes and in real life, and I will admit that full-heartedly. I props off to JSN for that.
You're a big man.
But, like, he's been great. He's been amazing. DK Metcalf, not great. Quentin Johnston, not great, but, like, they're not the worst flex plays in the world. You could have worse ones for sure. Deebo Samuel has been annoyingly good. It feels, again, another player where it's like, oh, you shouldn't be good, and then he just ends up being good. Alec Pierce, why is he as good as he's been? He's been good. We can't, like, ignore the fact that Alec Pierce has been good. DJ Moore, maybe not as much, but still. Michael Wilson had a good game because apparently the Cardinals are just done with – I mean, of course, Marvin Harrison is, like, out for the year or something. I don't know what's happened to him. Maybe he's on IR. I don't know what's going on with the dude, but Michael Wilson was good. I'm just saying this team has perhaps some of the best depth I've seen, maybe not at running back, but at other positions. At wide receiver, for sure, he has probably the best depth. Maybe not, like, the best cast of, like, oh, he has, like, Puka Nacua and Justin Jefferson and whatever. But, like, still, his team is great. Brock Purdy, I don't know. I like his team a lot. I respect it. It has good vibes. It just has everything breaking right for him. And also, he's a lock for the playoffs. He's got the best record in the league, and I don't see it changing. I think he'll finish with the best record in the league for sure. But yeah, that's where I'm at on this team. I love it. Good job, Ian. Again, love it. Anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm in agreement with a lot of things. Now, just because I think Ian will take second place does not mean I want Ian to take second place. Ian was my best man at my wedding, and I know you've been fighting hard for this, and I love your team. Sam and Bill, let's go. I want Samwise to win it all. If Ian won, I'd be very happy for him. But I think he has some flaws compared to the water bottlers. The team has some high-end, like number one kind of talent. I think Bijan's more like number 5 running back on the year right now. But Josh Allen, I struggle one of my struggles is I bail out on players because of age a little too early. I'd rather bail early than get caught. But Josh Allen is still putting his body on the line, and even though he's been up and down, he's still the number 1 QB on the year. 6 touchdowns in one game will help. Jackson Smith and Jigba has been a massive surprise, and that is awesome. But when you get past those top 3, it definitely falls off a lot. And I'm I think I'm so glad for that DK Metcalf trade, because honestly, DK Metcalf now appears like a very valuable asset that this team needs. Mark Andrews has continued getting it done, but in a sketchy way. He seems like he's really lost a lot of his juice. But
yeah,
on the whole, like, I like the moves he's made. I like the Sean Tucker pickup. I like the Michael Wilson pickup. I think he can plug in the holes, but Josh Allen and Jackson Smith-Njigba and Bijan all need to keep performing at a top level if he's going to win. And Kyren probably needs to step it up, honestly.
Yeah, definitely a little bit, for sure.
You know, if I may take a quick detour, there are two teams that I want to point out are going to have a really hard time with the keeper situation, I think. I think one of them is going to be, I think one of them will be the Laporta Potty. So remember, guys, for the keepers, the way it works, you will get to have one keeper that you will keep, and then 3 that you randomize. You'll get to keep 2 of those 3. But the players in the lottery pool cannot be the same position as the player that you have as your keeper. So basically, Laporta Potty is going to have to either like maybe keep Jonathan Taylor and put Christian McCaffrey straight up back into the waiver wires, or he'll have to risk having one of them be given up.
Which I think is the better move, honestly, if I were in his position. But the thing is, it's like, okay, well, if I'm going to put Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, and Saquon in my like 3 lottery picks,
yeah,
who is the one keeper? Who's the guy? Like Michael Pittman? Justin Herbert?
I gotta have
Dalton
Michael
Kincaid?
Yeah, it's so rough. So I think that's going to be a really hard decision for Jarrett, because you're probably right. You should probably just keep 2 of your 3 studs, and then your number 1 is going to be a little. I don't know. Can Mike Evans come back? Probably not.
No, honestly, I don't think so.
I think the other one's going to be Ian's team, Sam and Bill.
Really?
I think so. You're going to have to basically, out of those top 3, I think all 3 are going to be kept in his lottery pool, or all 3 are going to be kept next year for sure. You're going to put one of them. Let's say he keeps Josh Allen and he throws Bijan, Kyren, and Jackson Smith-Njigba. Kyren definitely feels like the derpy dragon out of the 3 dragon heads. And
yes,
just the fact that you might lose Bijan or Jackson Smith-Njigba or Josh Allen in the lottery feels really bad.
It does. I don't like it too much, but I think it's not the worst thing in the world.
At least they're all different positions.
I think that's kind of the thing, is it's like, I'd either go with, I'd honestly probably say the way the Seahawks are looking, I would say take JSN as your like number 1 guy, throw him in with those other 3 dudes. But yeah.
I was thinking Nickelodeon might be pretty wide receiver heavy in the same way. But anyway. Yeah, so any final thoughts on the standings there?
Not really, honestly. I think that's kind of like, I think that in this ranking that we're both pretty in unison on it, mostly. Like, I think that it's pretty easy to see. I don't know. It's been a great season. It's been hard. Everybody's been working so hard, and that's what I love about it, is that it's a league of mostly very active managers.
Yeah.
People that really care and put their heart into it. And yeah, so I love that.
I love how people have just been talking about football in the chat.
Yeah,
definitely making comments about teams and coaches and stuff. I've really enjoyed it.
Definitely.
I did throw in a couple little bonuses since we were planning an extra segment today, but didn't get around to it. So one, let's quickly both name a dark horse team.
Yeah. Weird one. Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
Yeah, I'll throw in John. I think and we're just gonna have to manually scroll back. I didn't do this, but yeah, I'm gonna go Nickelodeon. The depth at wide receiver, combined with Bucky coming back and Mahomes actually being Mahomes again this year. Mahomes is almost out of playoffs. So the thing that I think made Mahomes good at the start of the year was he was like, I'm going back to throwing. And the Chiefs looked like the best team in the league again. and they've been struggling. And now it's like, I think Patrick Mahomes as a person is going to begin taking it way into his own hands again for the next stretch of games. So I think he could actually begin putting up 4 or 5 touchdown games again, and John could definitely rocket up to first.
He could.
What about you?
Possible. Okay, now this looks bad because actually at first John was my dark horse team, but then I was like, John is too good to put him as my dark horse team. So I put you as my dark horse team. That is my dark horse pick, and you're probably laughing at that. But here's the thing. I put you here almost as a tribute because you severely underrated my team at the beginning of the year. But the thing for me is that I am an active manager, and I worked so hard to change my team and make it what it needed to be. Because that's a fair ranking if I wasn't an active manager, right? 8th, that's probably where I would have finished. Chase Brown's been all those guys have been that way. The same goes for you. I want to give you that proper respect because you are that manager. You are that guy. And that's also why I ranked you so highly in the first place, is because you are that manager. You are the active manager. You care a lot. Your only disadvantage was that you really when you want a player, you want a player, and you will give up whatever price you have to give to get that guy. So that was the only disadvantage there. But otherwise, it's like you're just this active manager that cares a lot. I think Drake London is great. A.J. Brown, maybe not the prettiest wide receiver to have on your team, but still a good player. He's got the talent. Marvin Harrison's got the talent, even if he doesn't want to play football. All these guys, they have that. And the thing is, I'm ranking myself a lot higher because I think my team is really good, but I have the same record as you do. And so if you work hard and get through, you can beat Pro Laser Tagger this week. I looked through your schedule going forward, and I think I put you at 13 and 15 on the year. But I think that you could get more wins than that. You could prove yourself and get through that. So I don't know. Anything could happen. You could have some big games from Drake London, and Chase Brown and Amarian Hampton could come back and do whatever he needs to do. So all that to say, I think that you are a manager that at least at the stage where we're at in the season now, you still can't count yourself out completely. Even though I don't like your team all that much, I still think, there's that. So
yeah, look, the 10th place vibe, 10th place thought it's kind of a vibes thing. Like things have just gone so wrong for me this year. Every time I feel like everything I touch turns to poop. But the thing is, I think if I can make playoffs, I have a chance at being good because I should get 4 players back. I should get Drake London, Marvin Harrison, Trey Benson, and Marion Hampton back in my lineup off of injury. But I'm worried that I'm not going to even make playoffs in time for that to happen. So I need players to be good right now, and the trade deadline's over. So I don't know. I feel a little cursed right now, and I feel like I could easily just have a couple bad games and be the poop team, and I would be okay with that. We tried, and we invested in the future. Okay, final little bit. I just pulled these off of Fantasy Calc is what I've used for pulling up these team lists. So this is its playoff odds calculator, just so everyone knows. It thinks that E. Penniman has a 29% chance of making playoffs. I have a 39% chance. Robbie, you're up at 58. You and I have the same record, but you have like 90 more total points on the season than me. So if we're tied, you're very likely going to be the one in playoffs unless I can massively pass you. Everyone else is almost a shoe-in.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. Definitely. I would agree with those rankings for the most part. That's the thing is, like, I have myself finishing just above John because I'm playing John. And I think that there are some games that are a little sketchy for him. Like, I think he plays Ian and he plays me. And I predict that I'm going to beat John this week. And I predict that Ian will beat John the next week, so I think that he could fall a little bit, but I still think he's going to make it, Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, that's...
And finally, it had power rankings, and it had some very different takes from us. I love the Ghost running back power rankings.
Yeah, seriously.
I love the John wide receiver power rankings.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, it does not like Isaac. Sorry, Isaac.
It does not. No.
Look at the drop off between the top 6 and everyone else.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. That's crazy that it doesn't like Ian that much,
Yeah.
I like Ian's team a lot more than that. I don't know, but
we both do.
Yeah, it's fair. That's tough.
And that's it. That's all I got.
That's all we got. All right. Well, that was a good mid-season review. So I encourage everybody to keep working hard at getting in there, even if you're like, my team is 10-12 and I'm not doing great. Can still do stuff. Still, like, as long as you have a half decent record, you can make it if you work hard enough. And that's what I've learned, because I had so many tough bye weeks and injury weeks where my team was bad for a while, and now it's good again. But still, I'm like, I don't know. I need to put in my high gear. I need to work harder. Even now, I wasn't active on waivers this week, and I was like, darn, I wasn't active on waivers this week. Even though I actually pretty much like most of my players. Maybe I could get rid of like Josh Downs, but otherwise, I'm kind of like, yeah, all my guys are good. So, yeah, I'm just like, everybody, keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing. Work hard. Try to win, because most people have a chance to win, and a lot of people that don't have a chance to win this year might have a chance to win in the future. So that's what I have to say.
Agreed, Captain. Robbie, thank you for your diligent work in running this league. I think it's been really fun.
Yeah. I am glad that everybody's been, just to have a league like this where people are actually, active. And if you send someone a trade offer, it's more likely that they will respond than not, generally. Even though we've had a little bit of troubles with that, but still, like, that's the idea. I hope that every player, to some extent, can be available, as long as it's not like a person saying, like for me, Puka's not available. He's my for sure keeper, But like, every player is still. I just remember last year in our Bible study league, it was like there was 2 teams that were like super bad, and it was like the worst team in our league had Jamar Chase. And that's because it was like he was the only good player. And it was just like, well, what if I want to win and I want to try to trade for Jamar Chase? Well, you're not going to respond because you're not active at all. And Jahmyr Gibbs was on another one of those teams. I was like, what about Jahmyr Gibbs? What if I want Jahmyr Gibbs? But nope. I can't trade for him. I mean, I don't know if I would have been able to pay the right price, but still, I feel like every player to some extent should be available. If someone offered me their entire team for Puka, I at least might have to think about it for 30 seconds before I decline, So,
yeah, I get you. Yeah. There's no locked doors in a league like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's okay to not be as invested in fantasy. It's just we're trying to get 10 people that are very invested, and that makes the game more fun.
Definitely. So, all right.
I'm going to go back to lying on the floor in depression, still looking at pictures of Cam Scadaboo, watching him bang his head into walls and eat glue. Yeah, it makes me happy.
Yeah, that's fair. He's so fun.
That's all I got.
Yeah. All right.
Give us an outro, Captain.
What?
Give us an outro,
give us an
Captain.
Outro.
Yeah. Send off the viewers, all 6 of them.
I respect you all. I fear your teams greatly. Please let me into playoffs. Goodbye.
Good luck, everyone.